Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of the Sock Witchery podcast. My name is Lindsay, and I am a knitter coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, where I live with my husband Cullen and our cat Gigi. You can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and YouTube as Sock Witchery. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Sorry, it's been sort of a hiatus since a normal sit-down podcast. And if you're a new viewer, welcome. That's Gigi. I just got home from work not that long ago and she was sleeping, so now she's awake and being a nuisance. So that's her. So yeah, like I said, it's been a little bit since a sit-down podcast. That is because I did some of Vlogtober and I did a Rhinebeck vlog, and just with work, I'm a middle school orchestra and band teacher here in town, and it's just been a little crazy. I have a concert coming up in a couple of days, and just getting to that holiday season as a music teacher, you get really busy. So I have 3 finished objects for you. Spoiler alert, they're all socks. I have some whips to share with you. I have some knitting plans to share with you. I have a fun knit along announcement to talk about, and a little bit of acquisition, not too much. And then we'll talk about what I've been reading and watching, maybe what I've been watching. I watch a lot of YouTube, and just general life stuff. So that's the kind of the general outline for the episode. If you see me looking down, it's because my iPad's over here, and that's where I have my notes because I record on my phone. So let's start with FOs. Okay, so first up are the long-awaited by some. I did post these on Instagram, so if you follow me on there, you have seen these, but my Edward Cullen socks are done. This is the Edward Cullen colorway by Bumblebee Acres on their Coquette base in my String of Lights pattern. I do the size medium, which is 64 stitches, on a size US 1 2.25 millimeter magic loop. I love how these turned out. So I finished these like a couple of weeks ago, I think. Halloween. I finished them at Halloween. And I really want to wear them, but I want to talk about them on the podcast. So there's so much fun color in these. I'm so happy with how they turned out. So Bumblebee Acres released their Twilight yarn at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, and I bought all of it. There were four movie ones. So Twilight New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. And then there were 3 character ones. It was Bella, Edward, and Jacob. So these are Edward. Those are done. And I have Twilight on the needles, and hopefully at the next podcast or during Vlogmas, which yes I am doing, I will show you those. So those are done. These next 2 pairs have been on the needles, I think, since camp, which is a really long time. Maybe not these. I can't remember. Maybe. So I am a member. I have gotten the Woolen Vinyl Emo and Alternative Mystery Club. Sorry, 90s and 2000s, or is it just 2000s? I can't remember. The Emo and Alternative Mystery Club. I've been doing that since January. So this is not a spoiler. These are April. So this is Dear Maria, Count Me In on her classic rock sock, which is an 80-20 base. And this is my second breakfast pattern. I do alter these. My second breakfast actually has a 1x1, and I do 2x2 when I use this base specifically. I like this on an 80-20. It gives a nice negative ease, and they're nice and cozy. So this is Dear Maria, Count Me In. Again, size medium, 2.25 millimeter US size 1 magic loop needle. Yeah, I'm also very excited to wear these. If you've been watching for a while, you've seen most of the club that I have done. Most of it is not done. It's in there. You can actually see a couple. That one and that one. That one, this one, maybe all 3 of those are Woolen Vinyl. I'm doing all the same pattern, so they'll all be second breakfast socks when I'm done. So I've done January, February, March, and April. So May is this blue color, but I got to get some other things off the needles first before I can commit to casting that on. I had this goal of I'm going to get them all done in the calendar year. Not happening. Hey, Gigi, you gonna come be in the way some more, or what you thinking? Okay, yeah, you can go over there. Next one, and last one. Like I said, maybe I had said this, I've done several takes at this point. My knitting mojo took a little bit of a dive. So if you watch the Rhinebeck vlog, you know I bought a lot of yarn at Rhinebeck, which is fine, because that was what Rhinebeck was for. but also it got a little overwhelming, plus finishing my Rhinebeck sweater on such a tight deadline was a little overwhelming. I also had a little bit of a snafu with a cardigan I tried to get done for Rhinebeck, and I kind of lost my knitting mojo. I have way too many things on the needles, like to the point where I don't have needles I need. So yeah, I'm just trying to, if you've been on the gram lately, you know that Kay of Sock Witchery and I are working really diligently to try and get some stuff cleared off our needles before December, so that Advent knitting, I have one gift knit I have to do, and it's a pair of socks for a dude, so it'll take a little bit, but just in preparation for that, get some stuff off the needles. So, keeping in that, this is Council of Elrond by Bumblebee Acres. So I'm working with every podcaster's, favorite thing, overhead lighting plus my box light, because it is 3:43 in the afternoon in November, so time changes happened, I'm losing light, I'm working with a box light and some overhead light. So it's not the most accurate of color. I'm going to put them on Instagram hopefully tomorrow. I don't think I'll have time to photograph them and get them up tonight. So again, string of lights, which will be linked below. Size 1 needle, size medium. Bumblebee Acres Coquette is a 75 American Corriedale, 25% nylon base, and it is my favorite of every base I knit socks with. They're just, living in Wisconsin, we need warm socks, and they're very nice and cozy, and they're beautiful, and I love them. Okay, that is all my FOs. We're only like 6 minutes into this, and those are all my FOs. So the hope is I will have more to share as we go. So, a little bit of admin-y stuff, just gonna pop that in right now. Yes, I'm doing Vlogmas. Don't know if I'm going to do collected, Vlogmases, days 1 through 4, or if I'm going to do every single day. Knowing me, I'll do every single day. But be forewarned that I am a teacher, and that if you've watched previous year's Vlogmas or Vlogtober, that my day-to-day, when it's not a weekend, can get a little boring. So definitely we'll talk about my Advent. We will get to that soon. But let's talk about some sweater whips. So the first one we're going to talk about is I think it's Inishmore. It's Inishmore or Inishmore. Hold on. So it's Inishmore. Okay, so in Fisherman Sweaters by Alice Starmore, this is a dream book for me. So I love cabled sweaters. Big time love cabled sweaters. I only have 4 that I've finished. I have 1 that I wear constantly that I love so much. That's very similar to stuff like this. But Fisherman Sweaters by Alice Starmore is crazy out of print. Okay, I bought this on Amazon for $11. So it's out there and it's affordable. And this is a pretty decent copy. It's not dinged up too badly or anything. Not too creased. I think I did most of the creasing. I think it just hung out on someone's bookshelf for a while. But I believe the last reprint of it was in 2000 and it was published in 1993. So it is a collection of 20 sweaters. Some of them are children's sweaters, but most of them are adult. So I am actually working on, I can show you some of this, but I can't show you a ton. So it's called Inishmore, and it looks, I'm going to try my best to show this to you. So I would just insert the Ravelry photos, but they're not that great. So this is the cropped version. I'm actually doing the gigantically long version. The total body length of this sweater is 27.5 inches. There are no short rows because you just do shaping on the front because it's knit in pieces. But I will show you the tiny picture best I can without giving away anything. There you go. Not most centered, but that's what I'm doing. So if you watch the Rhinebeck vlog and then the couple of Vlogtobers that happened after that, I talked about my sweaters quantity of Fisherman by Bartlett yarns. This is a pretty accurate color. It's a little darker than this, but again, working with overhead lighting and box lights. It is a woolen spun 2-ply, very sheepy, you can feel the lanolin. It smells really sheepy. It smells very, very heirloomy. I've talked about this, I think, in the Rhinebeck vlog, in the Rhinebeck haul. I don't like the term rustic. I don't like the term workhorse. I like heirloom, because if you knit something out of this, it should last for a very long time. So I actually don't have enough to finish the sweater. I'm going to need to buy more, which I need to do soon. But the good news is this is very affordable. So, sorry, my lighting keeps blowing me out and going, man, Not gonna obsess about the lighting. Not gonna obsess about the lighting. I apologize. You're aware. Okay. So, in my bag from 100 Ravens, 1,000 Ravens, 100 Ravens. Got this at Stitches in 2016, I want to say. That's where this is living. So I am actually responsible, and I am not in the middle of a row, because since this, I should have said this, these patterns for Fisherman sweaters don't exist digitally. Starmore doesn't do digital. She does book, and that's pretty much it. So when I found this sweater, because I had a struggle with it. This yarn is not really worsted. It's mostly Aran, not really Aran. I got gauge. So this yarn is actually really identical to a Rowan yarn that was used as the model, or the sample for this. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to scoot a little bit forward and see if the light will stop doing that. But I started the back. It has twisted cables. And oh my lord, you want to talk about knitting through the back loop. This bad boy is knit through the back loop on both the front and the back. So purls and knit stitches. This sweater is not going to be a quick one. This is going to take a while. Because it is relatively oversized, it's supposed to be. And long. And the rows take a while because it's a complicated pattern. It's what I like doing when I do cables. I like complicated. It's just going to take a little bit. So I'll keep you updated on my progress. I probably won't show it to you every single week unless I make some substantial progress. I'm not even through the first repeat of any of these charts. And there are, this is a chart, 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 and chart, and then moss stitch. And then it's seamed. It's very boxy. It's literally 2 squares with saddles and then the sleeves attach. I like that style a lot. Not gonna lie. My favorite cable sweater that I wear constantly is that same style. It's a saddle shoulder and then just square armholes and then down. No shaping. None. Which I'm okay with because I don't have to worry about increases and decreases then, which makes me a happy camper. So that is my extremely long-term sweater project. My next sweater hopefully won't be too long because I'd like it done for Christmas. So living in a bag I got from the Nitty Gritty Yarn Shop. They did, I think it was September or October, they had a Friends theme. They always do a bag and yarn color for the month. And this was their bag for that month. And I was lucky when I went back to visit recently, they had one left. So Karen and I now have matching bags because we're cool like that. Oh, I am in the middle of a row on this one. Good job, me. So am I anywhere near the end or beginning of a row? Nope, I'm not. So this is the Allison Cardigan by Hannah Fettig, who I believe is Knitbot on Ravelry. I don't think she has an Instagram. I think she has a website, but she doesn't have an Instagram. I am doing this out of Elrond Classic in Lunar Green, which I bought on my birthday from the Nitty Gritty. It's just a standard worsted weight 4-ply yarn. I think it's 4-ply. 3 or 4-ply. 219 yards to a skein. Really affordable. Yeah. It's just a very basic top-down raglan cardigan that will be open. It doesn't have it has bands, but not button bands. It has pockets that you knit in at the same time. And I'm actually going to use the cursed, do I have any of it in here? I do. The cursed light gray for my pocket lining. Cursed because this was the nor'easter cardigan that went very sideways on me. I don't want to talk about it. So we'll talk about it one day. Today is not that day. So like I said, I'm in the middle of a row. It's not super interesting. It's just raglans. And yeah, it's just mindless back and forth knitting. It's really good for TV and stuff. We're watching Ted Lasso, so I do it when I'm watching that, watching my YouTube. Sometimes I take it to school, depending on how busy my day is. Usually on like a half day when I know we're not doing a whole lot. Actually, we don't have half days anymore. They got rid of them. Anyway, sorry. I realize I am word vomiting very quickly at you. I'll take a breath. I have a really fun progress keeper. It is a tiny bowl of chili with cornbread from Lindsay of Simply Serving. Lots of tiny red onion detail. I love it. So this is hopefully going to be my Christmas sweater. I bought a festive t-shirt to wear underneath it, so fingers crossed I get it done. I think especially over Thanksgiving, if I just sit and just go, it'll get done. So that's sweater number 2. I have clearly way more sweaters on the needles than that, but these are the 2 I'm focusing on. And then my last whip I'm going to show you. So I started opening them towards the end of Vlogtober, where I stopped doing Vlogtober, but I had the Fangirl Fibers Ghost Adventures Advent Calendar. So it was a 13-day calendar. So I think it was 12 20-gram minis, and then a full skein on Halloween. It is living in my Stranger Things bag. And I am doing the Hygge and Hearth scarf by Samantha Troia of Bumblebee Acres. She released this as her Advent pattern last year. So it is a chevron-shaped scarf that you graft the ends together. You were supposed to do a provisional cast on. I did not. I'm just going to 3-needle bind off at the end because I changed my mind midstream with this project and didn't have a hook and waste yarn. So I just cast on. So I'm woefully behind, but I'm really loving this project. So this was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and I'm on day 5. Day 6 is actually in here and wound up. I believe this is day 6. Wound on my Nostapine, which is not, no, it's not in here. And then I have these are not in order because I kept all the tags and I have pictures of them all, but they are not in order of what they are. But I will show you what I still have left to do. And I think this and my Allison Cardigan are going to be my focus over Thanksgiving because they are both going to be very useful in the coming months. So, oh, no, I have one. Nope, that one's wound. Oh, and these are my leftovers. I'm just magic knotting them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but they are a magic knot. They are living wound all together in here. And then I also had, it came with a lot of extras because Emily's awesome like that, but it had Ghost Adventures Progress Keeper, or these are stitch markers as well. And then it did come with a full skein at the end. Very excited to knit this up. So I will add this into the scarf with the rest of them, and then the leftovers I will do socks with. They're very moody and very perfect, and I love them. And yes, I keep every tag so I know all the colors because I'm super cool like that. So, all right. So that is my whips that I'm going to talk about anyway. Hopefully by the time I record next as a sit-down podcast, they'll be done, but we'll see. Okay, I have made a giant mess over here because I pulled stuff out of my cubbies too, so now there's stuff on the floor. All right, let's check what else we got going on. Okay, that was whips, acquisitions / knitting plans. So, okay, of the crazy sock lady and I, several weeks ago now, I think it was sometime before Rhyme. It was before Rhinebeck. We decided that, and you may have seen me tease this on Instagram a while ago. We've decided that Kay always talks about how much she wants to do a cabled sweater, and I'm always doing cabled sweaters, and there have been several that have come out recently that I desperately want to cast on. So we've decided that she and I, are going to host the Crazy Cabled Sweater Cal. So info about this will be down below. Kay will also be talking about this week on her vlogs. But beginning on January 1st, we will be starting the knit along. To participate, you just need to knit an adult cabled garment. Sweater, pullover, cardigan, vest, duster. I'm going to even go with cape, something garmenty. And it has to be adult size. But whips are welcome. So I have several cabled sweaters on the needles, but I have grand plans, and some of my acquisition has to do with that. So I am going to use Wool of the Andes for my sweater. I am a firm believer in using, especially if you're me, I have a very large bust circumference, so it costs a lot for me to buy yarn to make sweaters because depending on how much ease it has, and cables eat a lot of yarn, it's not always super affordable. So as much as I'd love to do a Hudson and West Forge cabled sweater, not going to break the bank. Not when I have the sock yarn buying habit I have. That's not going to work for anybody. So instead, I am going to use Wool of the Andes, which I love. I have several sweaters out of it. Knit Picks non-superwash worsted yarns are incredible. If you can get their bare, I think it's called Bare Wool, Simply Wool. Hold on. This one. Yeah, Simply Wool. These are their undyed, natural colored ones. I have cabled sweater plans for this. I actually started one and then ripped it out. And yeah, so that's there. That'll be a cabled sweater one day. So Obviously we will talk more about this as we go, but I bought 2 colors that I was interested in, and I bought 2 balls of each because I figure to see what they look like knit up in cables. I could do cabled hats if I had about 220 yards, and Wool of the Andes has 110 per 50 grams. So I bought 2 colors. Also they're having their 60%, or up to 60%, they're having their big sale right now, which is why Kay and I are kind of announcing this now, so people can take advantage of the upcoming sales to buy their yarn. So I bought Wool of the Andes worsted weight in Icicle Heather, and I also bought it in Opal Heather. This one got a little crunchy. Opal Heather. So, because again, my light situation's not the greatest, this one is definitely leans more steel gray. It is a steely blue with like pinks and golds heathered into it. And this one's definitely a more charcoaly blue gray. I don't even know if I'm describing this right, but you know, I had made a decision about what I was going to make with these, or which ones I was going to do for my sweater, and now I think I've changed my mind again. I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking of doing either the Saven sweater, which came out from Hudson and West right before Rhinebeck, or the Scotch Mist pullover, which came out from Thea Coleman, I believe, last week. It really comes down to, I need about the same yardage for each one. It really comes down to how much reverse stockinette I want to do. So the Thea Coleman one is bottom up. I believe it is seamless to an extent. The Hudson and West is in pieces, also bottom up. I just don't know. I have time to decide, but until then, I'm going to cable these up into some hats, and we'll see how they turn out, because I have several pom-poms living in here that need to be utilized, and I knit 1 hat a year. I don't know if I knit one last year. I don't think I did, so I'm due 2 hats. One will be for Cullen, one will be for me. I won't do a pom-pom for Cullen, so I don't know. I might put these up on Instagram and see if you guys can help me decide. But one of these 2 colors is destined for a big cabled sweater for the crazy cabled sweater cow. We came up with it as a joke, and now it's snowballed into a thing. So keep an eye on this space and the Instagram for that. Should we talk about sock yarn related acquisitions? So I don't think I talked about this on the Vlogtober, because I don't think I made it that far, but I actually won a Socktober prize from Yarnaceous Fibers. Yes, Yarnaceous Fibers. I won a skein of her Salta fingering, which is an 85-15 nylon, 437 yards, in her Frankenroar colorway. So I won this for participating in Socktober. It also came with a woolen and forest charm, which I have kind of misplaced. I stuck it in a bag and I don't know where it is now. It was a tiny golden pine cone. It was beautiful. I will find it because I think it's in a sweater bag, because I wanted to... No, it's in a sock bag. You don't need to know this. Anyway, so I won this. I'm excited to cast this on. It was Halloween themed. That's why it's Frankenroar. But yeah, it's going to be very pretty. I'm going to do string of lights with that because obviously I always do string of lights. I don't like vanilla socks all the time, or ever, really. I like string of lights. I like grippy. Anyway. And then yesterday, I received 2 new Tolkien colors. Basically, I went sock yarn happy at Rhinebeck. You'll see in the vlogs, in the haul. And so a lot of it's here. A lot of the Bumblebee is here. I literally have no space left in this cubby. I need to do a desperate rearrange of this whole situation. And yeah, out of shot and everything. Anyway, okay. So I bought 2 colors that I did not get at either one of the shows I saw them in, which was Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, which the vlog for that did not happen. My phone stopped recording, like, in the middle of my haul, so you never saw that. So that's where the Twilight yarn was. If I can recover it somehow, I'll show you. Otherwise, you'll just see it as I knit it up. So I got Oliphants, which was a advent color in the Two Towers calendar last year. And then I got the Argonath, which I think it must have been in the Fellowship Advent, because it wasn't in the Two Towers Advent, because I don't see this in Two Towers. So, and it wasn't a club, because I have most of the Two Towers club. I think. I don't know. Sarah or Sam or Mama Bee, Queen Bee, let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I'm excited to knit this. I'm always excited to knit socks. What else is new? Okay, and then back on to knitting plans. I got the Winter in Stars Hollow Advent Calendar from Fangirl Fibers. So I'm very excited because I've only ever had, sorry, that was my water bottle. I've only ever, oh, sorry, one more acquisition. It literally just came today. So I love Sensible Stitchers bags. I don't have a ton of them, but I really love them. I have a camping one, and now I have 2 Christmas ones. I have a Christmas one that's like a normal like box kind of shape or wedge shape. And then my camping one is a drawstring with pockets on the outside. And then this weekend, I bought this simple sock sack. So it's just, it fits a ball of sock yarn and then needles and in progress. I love the fabric on the inside of this. And then it's just a simple drawstring with a little closure. So that's going to be for some festive socks. I will be participating in the Sock Mist Cal run by Nitty Natty, which starts on the Friday after Thanksgiving. I actually have, sorry, yarn just fell out my coat. It scared me. I actually have a bag coming, a sponsored bag for that coming as well from Stitching Plaza, so I will be taking part in that. I have some festive yarn up here. I have festive yarn hiding in here. I have festive yarn coming from Kay, because I ordered some yesterday. And then I should, hopefully, I ordered festive yarn from Jude of Stranded, but it's Scotland and there's no tracking, and I ordered it and I don't know where it is. I know it'll show up, but Jude, if you watch this, I don't know where it is and it hasn't come, so we'll figure it out. Anyway, so I have Popcorn Garland, which was his Christmas colorway for this year, so that'll be here at some point. The last time we did any sort of swap, he sent me an advent and I sent him an advent, and his got to him like in the space of like a week and a half. Mine apparently lived at the post office from November until almost the end of December. Yeah, gotta love the U.S. Postal Service. Sometimes, not all the time. Anyway, speaking of, I got my advent calendar from Emily of Fangirl Fibers. I got the Winter in Stars Hollow calendar. So, it is in here. I'm not going to pull out everything, and I'm not going to show you all the extras because I want to do those on Vlogmas. But here it is. I'm going to put it in a nicer box because I have a fancy box for this. But it smells like coffee. Yay. So, I actually am going to do the Radvent cardigan for this. So, I was originally going to do the shady side pullover again. But I just knit it, and I really, unfortunately, foresee myself losing steam and not wanting to finish it because I already knit it recently. So I'm going to do Radvent. So that takes 25 20-gram minis. I have 24 in here with a full on the 25th. So I'll just pull the 20 grams from 25th and then again use the end to do, or what's left over to do socks. And then I bought a contrasting color from Knit Picks this afternoon to go with it. And I believe Kay and I are going to knit the same thing. I think she is going to use her Moonglow Yarn Company advent calendar to do it. She said she didn't want to be a copycat, but I said copy me because then maybe I'll be motivated to finish it. I will. Just, I don't finish blankets when I do. The 2 advent calendars I've had. So I've had, I had a Harry Potter one from Bumblebee Acres when they did year 1, so Sorcerer's Stone. And then I had a 2 Towers one. The 2 Towers one, I started a habitation throw, screwed it up, pulled it out, and it's sitting downstairs in a bag and I haven't like done anything. So, might just cast on another Hygge and Hearth with that and just have it. I have enough knitted blankets and I know I'm going to cast on more, but I don't want to spend my advent time doing that. So I'm going to do a garment because I know I'll wear that. So if I understand correctly, the Winter in Stars Hollow is going to be relatively pastel based. So I got a gray to help offset because the main color you do for the bands on the wrists and the button bands and then the hem. So this is actually built sideways. So you start at color 1. Basically you do colors like 1 through 12. And then you do a cast on, like a specific cast on, and then you do 13 through 25 the other direction. And then, yeah, it's kind of cropped, but not really. It's like a waist length thing. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. That's basically everything I have for you today. We're going to talk about life stuff a little bit. Let's see. Like I said, I've been watching Ted Lasso. We're also going to start Only Murders in the Building here soon. It is festive baking season on Food Network, so I've been watching Holiday Baking Championship. That's basically the only one I like. Christmas Cookie Challenge I think is starting too as well, and I enjoy that. been doing a lot of reading. So I'm a big fan of opening, I have a Nook. I have a Nook e-reader. And I'm a big fan of, because there's an app on my iPad as well, I prop that up, put my headphones on, and I just use my pinky to flick through a book while I knit my socks, because I don't need to look at my socks. Or like my Allison cardigan, which is pretty stockinette. So right now, I'm opening my app to see. Actually, I'm going to open it on my iPad because this is a little slow. That's not new. That's very old. That's like I think it's my third one. I had the original one, and then I had the first one that lit up, and I think this is the second generation of the light up ones. No Glow Light Plus or 3 or 2. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Going back in time, I may have gone with a Kindle, but I have like 300 books on here, so I'm not gonna change horses midstream on this. So, right now, I am reading The Bookshop on the Corner, which Joanna of Stitching the High Notes recommended. I am working on finishing Salem's Lot. I say finishing, I am like 30 pages in. I was supposed to read in October and totally dropped the ball. And then I am reading Landline by Rainbow Rowell, R-O-W-E-L-L. Wrote Fangirl, wrote the Simon Snow trilogy. I've been working through her bibliography. I like her writing style quite a bit. And then I have always been a gigantic fan of Meg Cabot, who wrote The Princess Diaries, which started coming out when I was a freshman in high school. I've read every single Princess Diaries book, even the tiny, incidental ones, and I've read most of her, not YA, she doesn't do YA, but she does some YA, but I've read those when I was a YA, but I'm reading her Heather Wells mystery series right now. I'm on book 4, I believe there are 5, so it's called Size 12 and Ready to Rock, which is Heather Wells series number 4, and I've finished 1, 2, and 3. I think I read most of 2 in Rhinebeck, or on the plane to Rhinebeck. Again, I just propped up and flicked, and yeah, good time. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what's been going on. School's been a little bit of a zoo. It is what it is. I'm not the only teacher that feels this way, and we're still dealing with pandemic, so that's all I'm going to say on that. Looking forward to Vlogmas starting in a couple of weeks. I'll hopefully squeeze in one more episode before then, like normal podcast episode, and then it'll be Vlogmas time. Yeah. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!